This is 7 National News, and in our top story. The UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has received the President of Kyrgyzstan and his accompanying delegation at Zabil Palace. The two officials discussed bilateral relations alongside regional issues of mutual concern. Present at the meeting were the Dubai Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, and the Dubai Deputy Ruler, His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Welcoming the President of Kyrgyzstan, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed stressed the importance of the exchange of visit by leaders of both nations to explore opportunities available in the UAE and Kyrgyzstan in the areas of trade, exchange, economy and tourism. The two officials also witnessed a ceremony of signing 8 memorandums of understanding between the two countries that included an MOU on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters, an agreement on mutual legal cooperation in civil, trade and the avoidance of double taxation, as well as agreements on investment, aerospace services and security cooperation. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has announced the launch of a health skills manual following the conclusion of its pilot school health education project that is aimed at increasing UAE school students' awareness on ways to lead a healthier lifestyle. This was done in partnership with DO under the umbrella of its national Every Step Counts initiative, which aims to encourage healthy lifestyle adoption across the UAE. The project was launched in December 2013 in joint collaboration with Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Seha Ambulatory Health Services and DO. The project covered 18 secondary government schools across the UAE, with 2 in each of the Emirates, Al Ain and the Western Province. As a result of the program, students increased their knowledge on various health topics by 15% for girls and 12% for boys at the completion of the project, with the figures measured through a pre- and post-assessment sessions. The Health Skills Manual was developed to include a number of activities, methods, tools and resources to deliver health education using an interactive approach, and is designed for the health educators working with students aged between 11 and 16 years. According to officials at the launch earlier today, as a result of the feedback received in the pilot program phase, education sessions will now be able to be delivered in a more enjoyable and effective way that raises the awareness of knowledge of health issues and healthy lifestyle.
We believe in sustainability, and health education is something that we really cherish. And 2 years ago, we actually launched a campaign called Every Step Counts. That was actually inspired by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed's speech at the government summit, where he encouraged everyone to be active and also to take part in sports and in being basically sports leaders. Obviously, we ever since we have launched, we have been creative in actually putting out messages into the community. We have been very active since 2006 in our CSR activities, and health is something that we have adopted about 2 years ago, not only internally but externally for the community.
This is the first school health manual that school nurses can use in health education. It covers many areas. It teaches school nurses the principles of active learning, and it gives them the icebreakers, different activities that they can use in delivering health education sessions. And in addition to that, it gives also a template of the whole health education session, the way they can conduct it, from the very beginning to the end. So this is very, very beneficial for them. It definitely now it helps the healthcare professionals. Let me talk about the school health nurses that will be using the manual. When they look at it, they will have some ideas and that they can implement in giving health education sessions. This is one. From the students' point of view, it will help them to retain knowledge better and to interact better with the material which is presented to them. So if they present any health topic, let's say obesity, they are not giving it like, what is obesity and what's this? They are giving it in a different way, presenting it with something that would interest them, and through using fun and other active learning activities, they interact better with the material, and what we hope is that it will lead to a healthier lifestyle.
The UAE's Ministry of Labour has announced that it is giving all employers a reduction to any issued fines, regardless of their amounts per employee, with all fines, no matter how large, being reduced to 1,000 dirhams for a grace period of 6 months. The ministry stated that the grace period will start on January 4 until the 30th of June 2015 and added that the deadline includes electronic labour cards that have not been issued or renewed until the end of this current month, which amounts to 100,000 electronic cards from 40,000 facilities, marking 13% of the total registered facilities in the ministry. About 95,000 fines have been issued or not renewing workers' cards, and 5,000 have been fined for entering the country without applying for new labour cards or for not cancelling their work permits or reported missing from duty. It was revealed by the ministry that fines have reached a total of 2.85 billion dirhams, which will settle to around 100 million dirhams after the application of the decision. Additionally, it was announced that starting 4th of January 2015, employment contract fines of 500 dirhams per month will be imposed on employers who fail to provide employment contracts to the ministry that are signed by the employee within a 60-day period starting from the entry of the employee to the country. Dubai Police has announced that it has added 2 fines for flouting traffic rules along the tram route. Jumping the red light at the tramway intersection will attract a fine of 5,000 dirhams, while pedestrians crossing from undesignated places along the tramway will be fined 1,000 dirhams. There are, in addition to the fines already in place, which include a fine of up to 30,000 dirhams and withdrawal of driving licence for up to 1 year for causing an accident leading to death. And causing an accident leading to bodily injury will see the driver fined up to 15,000 dirhams and have their driving licence withdrawn for up to 6 months. More than 1,000 establishments inspected in Sharjah this year have failed to meet basic fire safety and security requirements. That's according to officials from the Sharjah Civil Defence Department. 4 inspection teams from the Sharjah Civil Defence Department carried out the surprise spot checks on 1,150 buildings in the emirate. According to Brigadier Abdullah As-Suwaidi, the Director General of the department, who was quoted in a local Arabic daily, most breaches were related to improper storage as well as failure to regularly check fire extinguishers. Commenting on the inspections and follow-up, the Director General of the department said that warnings and penalties are important because they allow these establishments to improve their safety procedures. Innovators of tomorrow and aspiring engineers showcased their ideas and plans for sustainable solutions as they took part in a competition for a chance to secure an internship at Philips headquarters in the Netherlands. Organised by the Dubai Economic Council and Philips, the competition titled Spirit of Innovation offered university students and fresh graduates a chance to share their innovative ideas to develop sustainable solutions for the country's future. According to the organisers, the event comes in line with the recent announcement by the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, to mark the year 2015 as the Year of Innovation. After receiving more than 50 applications, the 10 finalists took part in the finale, where they presented their ideas to the panel of judges, which would be useful in addressing challenges in healthcare, personal health, well-being and energy efficiency. Some of the ideas that were presented included automated smart accident detection system that transmits information to the civil defense, edible oil tester using photonics integration technology, a reverse vending machine to encourage and ensure cost-effective recycling, to name a few.
A small hardware system, given a microprocessor and some sensors with a Bluetooth module in the car itself. It's a very small hardware system that connects via Bluetooth to a smartphone application. And what the smartphone application is designed to do is, as soon as the thresholds are met with that detection, given your accelerometer and the other sensors, it automatically sends a message to the public safety and/or an emergency contact next to your kin, for example, and they can arrive on the scene immediately, minimizing the response time. So innovation in the sense is there are similar ideas available which do not at the moment use smartphone. For example, I'm using a smartphone because it's readily available. 73% of the population in the UAE uses smartphones. So we can implement this system quite effectively in the UAE because of its small size and the given infrastructure that UAE has.
Basically, the dream machine is a reverse vending machine. So what you do is you put in your plastic bottles or glass bottles, and in return it could probably give you your credit for your metro ticket or gift vouchers or even raffle coupons. So this is how it works. And it's actually quite innovative in the UAE because we don't see a lot happening over here. So it's good and it encourages many students to work.
According to the representative from Philips, the panel of judges will offer the student with the best idea to take part in the month-long internship at their headquarters. The opportunity will not only contribute towards getting more ideas for the future, it will also develop the student's creativity as well as strategic thinking.
So they need to be compelling, they need to be sustainable, they should impact the society, they should be commercially feasible and technically feasible. So that's the criteria that we followed. Based on that, we basically ranked the initiatives and selected the 3 best ones. So we really expect the students to take those ideas to the next level. Starting to test the implementation, testing also the commercial viability of those ideas, looking at the ecosystem, how they can partner with the government, with private companies, how they can also improve and set up the right communication around those ideas so that they become a reality here in the country.
And finally, in the bulletin, adding to the impressive amount of events that were on offer to the public during National Day celebrations, Etihad Sports and Social over the weekend organised the largest aviation football tournament of the year at Zayed Sports City. The aim of the event was to unite airline teams from all over the world in a competitive and friendly atmosphere and celebrate together the National Day. 2 Etihad Airways teams played alongside 24 international airline teams from 16 countries. Preliminary matches took place on Friday and semi-finals and finals on Saturday. At the end of the competition, Emirates Airlines took out first place, Middle East Airlines were in second, and Team A from Etihad Airways came in at third place. In addition, Etihad Airways Team A took out the Best Player of the Tournament award, and Emirates Airlines won the top scorer of the tournament. And while the football was in focus, the event also showcased UAE's culture and heritage with a range of activities in honour of UAE National Day. These included an exhibition of rare photos of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, a heritage corner and folklore shows from various parts of the world.